Hey guys, I know that the video is really dark, but I needed to share this with you. See this? This is a new face because I've been really frustrated with editing, and today I'm happy. I'm going to tell you all about it. First, I want to warn you that there are going to be spoilers in this video for my novel, Achillea. So, take a moment. If you don't like spoilers, go away. Insert Jeopardy music here. Okay, so moving on. So this funny thing that happened just now was I was talking to a friend who has been reading my story, and she just got to my character death. Evils. I'm very evil. I love character death, and I really love watching people read my character death because I succeeded. So, here's the premise. Eddie, who is my antagonist, and if you remember from before in one of my videos, I talked to you about, I set him up as a false antagonist, meaning I'm attempting to make the reader believe that he's a bad guy. And there are certain ways that I've done this. Mostly by controlling the perceptions of my point of view characters. So, for instance, Mian absolutely hates Eddie because his people, they have kind of a scary appearance, and so she's just like totally racist. And they also have the ability to look into your mind and mess with your emotional centers. So his favorite thing to do in a fight is to rip off the filter of your fears. So your fears basically swallow up your brain, and you can't think of anything else, and they go out of control. And it's sort of a case-by-case basis as to what actually happens because everybody's fears are different. But that's why she hates them, because they terrify her, and rightly so. But she spends most of the book wanting him and all of his people eradicated, and it's like the one thing that she disagrees with her husband on, because her husband is best friends with Eddie, and she kind of keeps her hatred quietly simmering and uses it to fuel most of her motivations throughout, like, at least the first half of the story. Heike doesn't like him either. But throughout the entire book, he never actually does anything wrong. Which you don't quite realize as a reader until certain points. At least if I've done it correctly, right? So, like for instance, there's a point where somebody tries to assassinate Dashenze, the leader of the Lyran, and Mian pins it on him. And on Eddie. And then there are times when there's talk of rebellion, and they both pin it on Eddie. But none of that is him. Again, spoilers, right? So, the character in question was Eddie's first kill. And he doesn't actually kill her, he just does that thing, and she ends up killing herself. But big spoiler alert is that he actually only did it out of self-defense, so he still hasn't really done anything wrong. But up until this point, it's kind of been kind of wishy-washy, like the reader's kind of like, well, is he a bad guy or isn't he a bad guy? Because it kind of looks like he could be a bad guy, but I'm not really sure. And he's kind of like simmering off in the background, and he's sort of a cocky, arrogant prick who's overpowered and casual and really doesn't care what anybody thinks about him, and doesn't really make any effort into socializing or improving his image. He doesn't care. So this happens, and excuse me, when Frankie read it, she you saw in her podcast when she was like, you that was because of this. And the reason that she did that was because she was like, I was starting to think that he was going to be a good guy, and I was starting to be okay with him, and then that happened, and I was like, nope, stay far away, stay far away. So then this character death happens, and the other person who's reading my story, the character that dies is her favorite character, so she's upset. Very upset. And in being upset, she did exactly what I was hoping for her to do. So, she's upset by the character dying, and then she goes, man, I really hate that guy, and if I thought he was a good guy before and I wasn't sure, remember? And I was like, yeah. And she goes, yeah, well, I effing know now. She goes, I hate him, and I want him to die, and I want everybody he loves to die, I want his family to die, I want them all to die. And I was like, yeah, welcome to a moment inside of Mian's brain, because that's how she feels all the time. And she's like, yeah. And she's like, Eddie's like Hitler, and I don't like him, and I do not like him at all. And then I was like, yeah, that's kind of the whole purpose. That's why Mian doesn't trust him, because he could just have one bad day and just look at you wrong, and that's it. You're done. You're toast. And she was like, exactly. Fuck that guy. And I was like, yeah, but, you know, you just, now who's Hitler, because you just kind of advocated genocide. And she was like, hang on. And I was like, yes, exactly. See? Oops. Oh man, that was exactly what I was hoping that would happen. Because, yeah, exactly that. Because that was the whole point of his character, was to trick the reader into thinking he was a bad guy, and then realizing that in doing so, that they were actually worse than they ever perceived him to be. So I was like, yeah! Accidentally advocating genocide, and then realizing that you did it, and then feeling like a total dick. Yep. So, she doesn't actually advocate genocide, disclaimer, for the record. It's just that that was exactly what I was hoping would happen. Because he's not a bad guy. But he looks like a bad guy. Maybe, I hope Frankie doesn't watch this, because it's still not exactly clear by the end of the book whether or not he's a good guy or a bad guy. I love Eddie. I love my characters. And I'm glad that I got to have a happy day for a while. Any questions about Eddie or anything in this video, just go ahead and comment below and ask it. I'm happy to answer. Sorry if you couldn't look away from the spoilers and are now spoiled, but... Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to say on an editing note is that today I used the find function in Scrivener to find a whole bunch of contraction words, like did not into didn't, and is not into isn't. And I managed to eliminate 805 words that way, so every word counts, thank goodness, and that's good. I'm going to caution you, if you ever are planning to do that, to eliminate word count, do not use find and replace, because otherwise you could be searching for is not, and it'll find is nothing, and turn is nothing into isn'ting. So don't do that. What I did was I searched it, and then I hit find next, find next, find next, and I used it on a case-by-case basis to fix them that way. So, that, I believe, is it for today. Let me give you a word count update to see where we're at right now. As of right now, I am at 144,860 words, which, if you wait for a quick calculation, minus 144,860 is a total cut of 47,640. Yeah, so I'm getting somewhere, slowly but surely. I am completely through chapter 4 of 17 again, in the most recent hell slog of a revision. I'm gonna go get back to that. I'm staying up late again tonight because I only work 4 hours tomorrow, and I'm not really that concerned about being awake, so I'm gonna keep working on it. Yes, it is still a soul sucker, and there's still plenty more left to do. The life of an author is rough. But, thank you for following the blog. I hope you enjoyed the spoilers and my actual happiness for a day. And if this speaks to you in any way, shape, or form, please comment, because any kind of reaction, reviews, watching my friend freak out about character death, comments on the blog, they really make me very happy and make all of this really worth it. So I look forward to hearing from any of you, and I will see you next time. Bye!